Now is where they made their mistake. They told me I could say a few words. And if anybody knows me, that is very funny because I use few. It's a very special honor for me today to have Dr. Webb present me with this award. I've known him since my days as a teacher and coach at Viana Grade School. In those days, when I was named Coach of the Year for our junior high conference, I got very excited. So you can only imagine how I feel up here today. The best way I can describe that to you is that I'm dancing Gangnam Style right now in my head. And believe me, that's the only way you care to see me dance Gangnam Style. I am truly humbled and thrilled to receive this honor, and there are numerous people I need to thank. I would like to thank the Benton Consolidated High School Board of Education, who 12 years ago, even though I had no experience, took a leap of faith and made my dream come true. I would like to thank all the board members, past and present, who continue to trust me with our community's most precious resource, our children's future. Our current board, and many of them are with us today, consists of President Mark Miner, Vice President Robert Nips, Secretary Lisa Price, Mark Dial, Kenny Irvin, Robin LeBouy, and Terry Swift. It's important to note that Board President Miner has provided strong leadership of the board as president for 18 of his 24 years of board service. It has been an honor to work with all the boards past and present. Your governance of the district has consistently focused on doing what is best for students while allowing your administration to carry out our duties in a supportive environment. I would like to also recognize our feeder schools here today, their board presidents, Mr. Severn, Mr. Clark, and Mr. Gibbs, and their superintendents, Dr. Mesker, Mrs. Clark, Mrs. Ng, and Dr. Goebel. We're appreciative of the spirit of collaboration we all enjoy and our focus that is a pre-K-12 education. Our administrative team at Benton, it reminds me of the trail mix that has popcorn and M&Ms. They're very different, but together they're really good. We are very different people. We all have our own strengths and skills, but when you bring us together, we're effective. So I'd like to thank Mark Miller, Ryan Miller, and Marla Hart for your tireless dedication to our students, your passion for education, and sharing my belief that status quo is equal to failure. Lastly, thank you for your efforts in making our new motto, Ranger Nation, show the pride, not just a catchy phrase, but a way of life. Also, a big thank you goes out to two ladies that I work closest with on a daily basis, our administrative staff, Rhonda Stewart and Angie Crawford. While professionally you provide a great service for our district, personally you've given me your loyalty and a supportive work environment filled with laughter. And of course, no success we have at BCHS is ever done without the boots on the ground. And that would be our teachers, faculty, and staff all together work tirelessly for our students to be successful on a daily basis. I'm ecstatic to have my family here with me today. I have my brother Lex and his wife Shannon, along with her sister Leslie and her niece Carly. I also have my cousin Kathy. I have my brother's children, Alex. We have John and his fiancee Caitlin, and Landon. I'm proud to tell you that John's in his third year of teaching and Landon's in the teacher ed program, so we're keeping it in the family business. I also have my sister and best friend Laura. My brother and sister are two of the brightest and funniest people I know, second only to Tomorrow would have been my father's birthday, and I can't think of a better gift. And I would be remiss if I didn't talk about my parents today. My mother, Miriam, is here with us. And Mom, I'd like to steal some words from Tina Fey in her Emmy acceptance speech. I want to thank my parents for somehow raising me to have confidence that is disproportionate with my looks and abilities. Well done. On a serious note, while my grandparents had very little by the way of formal education, my father was able to go to college on a football scholarship, become a teacher, and return to his alma mater. And 2 generations later, their granddaughter serves as the superintendent of that district. So yes, like many families, education has been the great equalizer for my family. However, in the future, if we're to ensure that our schools remain the great equalizer for generations to come, it's important that each and every one of us help close the digital divide gap, and we make sure kids keep having those opportunities. During my own educational career, I've been blessed with having many great teachers, from my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. White, to my graduate work with Dr. Louts, and most recently at IASA with Dr. Blair, with maybe one exception, my first grade teacher. It's amazing to this day that I can read, because I spent most of the first grade in the coat room. Evidently, what I thought was bringing entertainment value to the class, she viewed as being disruptive to the educational environment. In addition, I owe a huge debt of gratitude to all my fellow administrators that have mentored and coached me throughout my career. There are too many to name you all, but know that I've needed each and every one of you. Moreover, IASA has played a big role in my career. My brothers and sisters in the Egyptian and Shawnee divisions in ISAL 1 are dear to me. In the words of Eleanor Roosevelt, many people will walk in and out of your life, but only true friends will leave footprints on your heart. Each of you have left a footprint. I also have had the pleasure of seeing two directors of IASA in my 12 years, Dr. Walt Warfield and Dr. Brent Clark. I have the utmost respect for both of them and am very appreciative of the leadership that they have provided our organization. The most current example is Vision 2020. I am proud to be a part of this proactive approach to defining a vision for education in Illinois developed by educators. Lastly, while I get the honor of being named Superintendent of the Year, I realize this award represents all 865 of us that hold the title of Superintendent in the great state of Illinois. While we are a vastly diverse state, and we all have challenges unique to our school districts, our commonality comes from the burden that each of us carries in providing the best education possible for our students. And in recent times, we've been asked to continually do more with less, and we have continually risen up to that challenge. Please know that while we currently find ourselves in somewhat of an embattled atmosphere, there is no one else that I'd rather be in a foxhole with than my fellow superintendents. In my book, you are all unsung heroes. Thus, it is my great honor to represent each of you as the Illinois representative for the IASA National Superintendent of the Year program. Again, thank you.